on this, September 26th, awfully close to October, but it's going to feel more like July.
Going to feel like, yeah, exactly. It'll feel a lot like July going into the next couple days. Today, tomorrow are the prime concern days before those temperatures start to cool down. We're also, of course, tracking the situation off on the east coast, or at least I should say toward the Gulf of Mexico, really. Right now, Hurricane Ian expected to strengthen, rapid intensification likely over the next 48 hours before it hits the western coast of Florida. Between about Tampa all the way up through Tallahassee is where we're keeping our sights set on. This is, of course, a storm that is continuing to intensify despite its pass directly over Cuba. We'll keep you up to date on what we see as far as its direction, its trajectory. However, here locally, we're still dealing with heat-related watches, warnings, and advisories as well. For San Diego, temperatures are going to be about 6 degrees above average this afternoon. It looks like Ramona's climbing to about 12 degrees above average. Borrego Springs, 12 degrees above average as well. You look at the 10-day temperature trend, though, and see how short-lived this heat wave is. So although it does pack a punch and it has a lot of strength to it with that ridge overhead, that ridge is pushed off to the east as we go into the end of the week. You'll see that in a minute when we look at the big picture. But because of that change in the forecast, as we go into Thursday and beyond, those temperatures are going to cool nicely. We finally have more fall-like weather back in the forecast, at least toward the end of the week, the weekend, and early next. Here's the ridge of high pressure that's keeping us hot. Moves off slowly to the east, and as it does, this trough digs farther south. Two things are going to be happening that are heating us up and then in turn cooling us down. Right now, those winds are shifting offshore. Offshore winds are warming us up in the overnight hours. That's why that excessive heat warning is in effect already for your deserts. But those winds, because they're offshore, are also going to be very hot and very dry. That will encourage a lack of moisture across the county all the way through today and tomorrow. And then we'll start to see a return to the possibility of some moisture in the forecast as we go into our Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is also the time frame where we'll start to see these winds shift. So they'll shift from offshore winds to onshore winds. That'll be the cool coastal sea breeze that pushes onshore. It's very humid and it's a lot cooler thanks to those cooler temperatures across the ocean. So this trough of low pressure, as it nudges that ridge off to the east, is going to help us out quite a bit from that midweek point all the way through the end of it. Here are your forecast highs for this afternoon. 92 for Fallbrook, 88 for Vista, 82 for Carlsbad, 91 in Poway, and 96 in Ramona. Many 90s scattered across your inland valleys along the coastline, mostly in the upper 70s and low 80s, really just mid 80s even in areas like downtown San Diego. Oceanside, Carlsbad could warm to that mid 80 point. Coastline and inland today, tomorrow, Wednesday. Those are the days that we're watching for mainly. Beyond that, we're going to see those temperatures cool into the weekend and early next. Plenty of sunshine out there, but more clouds expected from Wednesday through about Thursday and Friday. Deserts, hot out there today, tomorrow, and then we'll start to really cool down into the end of the week. Much more fall-like by the weekend and early next week.